Hey guys, this is Sean with Sport Optics, your #1 optics authority. And today we are going to be talking about the Z5 Plus and the Z5i Plus ballistic turret. Now, we originally filmed a video on the entire scope. I did that with Thomas. You can click up here in the left-hand corner or in our description. You can see that video I did. And we are going to go into specifically the ballistic turret on this video. So as you can see, we have the original Z5 ballistic turret model here for a comparison with the new model. And first, visually, you can see the original has these smaller dots, and there's only 3 of them. Newer version, you have these larger dashes, more visible, and you have an extra white one here, so you can have 4 additional zeros to set besides your original 0. So big improvement there. Another huge improvement is you're not limited to only one revolution of the elevation turret like you were with this one. You can have 2 full revolutions of the elevation turret with this, which, you know, this one topped out at around 600 to 700 yards, depending on the caliber. This can go well beyond that, depending on the caliber. So you can shoot this a lot further than you can with this one. And these models, no matter if you get the 2 to 10, the 3.5 to 18, or the 5 to 25, you're all going to have 80 MOA of total elevation in the turrets. And another difference you can see here is this is the 1-inch tube, so that was a little limiting on the revolutions, the amount of elevation you had in the internal erector tube, which is the tube inside of this tube that moves up and down. So this one has a 30mm tube, which is going to give you a lot more internal adjustment. That's why you're able to get 80 minutes of angle of total elevation. So awesome improvements there. So this comes in illuminated and non-illuminated version. This is the illuminated version. As you can see, it's got the raised portion for the illumination, and this is the non-illuminated version. They both come in illuminated or non-illuminated. So another great thing about this is it comes with your ballistic ring that's numbered for your MOA clicks. The original one, that was an accessory that you had to buy separately, but they've been nice enough to include it in the updated version. So if you wanted to switch that out, all you would have to do is remove the top cap here, which is super easy to do. And I grabbed the turret with me there, but there is the cap. So what's really nice about this is it comes recessed with the Torx wrench already nicely in there, so you're not going to lose your tool. It's already in there for you. That's a great feature. And if you want to switch out these 4 ballistic turret colored rings for your numbered dialable ring, all you got to do is just take them on out. So after you zero your rifle, you want to set your 0 stop. So how you would do that would be you would take out your little torque wrench here, and then you would loosen these 2 screws right here. So as you can see, they have these 2 silver indicators to tell you exactly where the screws are. And then you can just go in here and just do maybe a quarter turn, maybe a half turn, maybe 3/4 of a turn until there's no more resistance. So after you use this little torque wrench to loosen these 2 set screws, you don't want to back them all the way out. You just want to dial them enough to where that you're not feeling any more resistance. That's a good rule of thumb with any ballistic turret that you're setting a 0 stop for. So you want to make sure that they're still retained in the actual housing. And once you do that, then this is going to move not freely. It's going to have these little soft clicks. It's not going to be actually making adjustments to your elevation. It's just going to be moving this around so you can move it back to 0. So once you have it moved back to 0, then you can put your torque wrench back in there and just finger tighten it. You know, you really don't want to wrench on these things hard. It's not necessary, and frankly, you could damage it if you twist it way too hard. So just twist it just enough to where it's snug. See what I'm doing here with my fingers? Not very much pressure at all. So after you snug up these 0 stop screws, you can place your tool right back in this nice little recessed cavity here that they included for your torque wrench. How nice is that? So after you set your 0 stop, you would either put these back on or your ballistic ring back on. And if you put these back on, this is the part where you would go into your Swarovski ballistic app, put in your ballistic information like your muzzle velocity, ballistic coefficient, elevation, and you would decide, in addition to your, whatever you set your zero distance to, do I want to have a 200, a 300, a 400, a 500 yard indicator for these rings? You would customize that based on your preferences. So that's a whole other video, which if you want to see us go into that app and tell you how to do that, just let us know, comment below, and let us know if that's something you want to see. So aside from that, you would just put these back on, and then you put the cap on, give it a little swirly swirl there, snug it down, and that's it. You've reassembled it completely. If you have one specific area where you're hunting every single season, then you may want to go with the custom turret. So Swarovski will laser engrave a custom turret based on your ballistics. So you would call us and give us your ballistics, your muzzle velocity, your ballistic coefficient, your elevation, all that stuff. And Swarovski will laser engrave you a turret that says 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 yards, or in the 50-yard increments as well, depending on what you want. That's an additional accessory. It does not come with the scope, but give us a call if that's something you're interested in, and then we can talk about it. So now you're all set up. You're going out on your hunt. You got your rifle slung over your back, or you got it in a scabbard or whatever. You may be a little bit worried you might be accidentally dialing this thing. Don't worry about that, because look what Swarovski included. This is their locking mechanism. So you can twist this right there. You got a locked and an unlocked position. This is going to keep it from moving, from bumping anywhere if you want to dial it. Now you can dial it. You want to lock it into a certain place. You got a certain area for a deer feeder or something that is 300 yards. You can dial to your 300-yard ballistic turret, lock it in there, then go out in the field, and you don't even have to worry about dialing. So Swarovski has clearly thought of everything when they made the new Z5i and Z5 Plus scopes. So if you ever have any questions or concerns, feel free to give us a call. We'll always be happy to help you. I'm Sean. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.